Hi, my name's Adam, and I work for the Lifestyles team over at Livewire. At the moment, while you're unable to get to our exercise classes, we're still working hard behind the scenes to be able to bring these exercise classes to you at home. So I'd just like to spend about 30 minutes or so working through a seated exercise session. All you need is a sturdy chair. If you've got some hand weights, that's great. If you've not, maybe some tins out of the cupboard or some small bottles of water. Make sure you're wearing something comfortable and you've got good supportive footwear. Now, before we start any type of exercise, it's always important that you make sure that you're feeling fit and well, able to exercise. Have you taken any regular medication that you should be taking? Have you eaten? If you've got any concerns of this nature, please make sure that you speak to your GP before you take part in any exercise. Now, if you'd like to come outside with me, let's get going. Begin with neck rotations. Slowly turn your head to one side and then slowly turn your head the other way, only ever moving through a range of movement that feels comfortable for you. Next, look up towards the ceiling and then look down towards the floor. From here, tilt your head to one side and then just tilt your head to the other side. Again, all of these movements should only be performed through what feels as though it's a comfortable range of movement for you. Moving from the neck to the shoulders, lift your shoulders up towards your ears and then slowly back down again. From here we move to shoulder rolls. Slowly roll your shoulders through a small range of movement and then gradually make the movement a little bit bigger if you feel comfortable. Then move in the other direction. Bicep curls. Bending through the elbows, gently touch your shoulders. Try to keep these movements nice and controlled so that you're not swinging your arms. Wrist circles. Circle the wrists slowly in one direction and then repeat this in the other direction. Close and open the fingers gently. Give your arms just a little bit of a shake. Place your hands just across your tummy below your chest. Rotate your torso one way and rotate your body the other way. And just as you did with the neck exercises earlier, only turn through what feels as though it's a comfortable range of movement for you. Side bends. Place your hands by your side. Slowly lean to one direction and then slowly lean towards the other direction. Knee lifts. Slowly lift one knee and then the other. Keep your stomach muscles switched on and keep your chest lifted throughout this move. Heel digs. Alternate, one leg at a time, tapping your heel to the floor in front. Toe and heel taps. Alternate between tapping your toe and your heel to the ground below you. and then repeat this on the other foot. There's our mobility section of our warm-up complete. Relax, give your arms and legs a little bit of a shake, and now let's move into the next section of our warm-up. Begin by slowly pumping your heels up and down. This will start to increase blood flow, gradually lifting the heart rate. Now change and tap your toes into the floor. Back to the heels. And then one last time, back to the toes. Now, start marching on the spot. If you'd like to, you can start to bring in your arms. Lift up the chest, keep the muscles of your stomach switched on. This is where we start to build the heart rate a little bit more and start to integrate both the upper and the lower body. Try to stay towards the middle half of the chair. Try not to lean back against the chair. Alternate heel digs, and if you'd like to, you can bring in some bicep curls by touching the shoulders. If you'd prefer to keep this lower body only, just do your legs only. Back to marching on the spot, only this time a little more movement through the arms, a little more movement through the legs. You may even find that you can move a little quicker here. If that doesn't feel right for you, slow things down. Remember, you're working at what feels good for you. Relax. Tap one foot at a time, just out to the side and back in. Only reaching as far as it feels good to you. If you'd like to, you can bring in your arms. This makes the body work just a little bit harder. It could even be one arm at a time. This is great for integrating the muscles found around the side of the hips. These are the muscles that help keep us balanced and help keep us steady as we walk. Now, place the hands by the side of your shoulders, push them forwards and pull them backwards, starting to make the muscles across the front of the chest and the muscles of the upper back work. We keep our feet moving at the same time as we gradually build our heart rates. This should still feel comfortable. This is only our warm-up. So if you start to feel uncomfortable, don't move your arms, just keep your feet moving. Relax. Back to the side toe taps with the arms. If you feel comfortable, you can increase the tempo just a little bit. And remember, as you did earlier, if you'd prefer, just do your legs only. Back to marching, and this time if you'd like to, you can start lightly punching forwards. You might feel comfortable starting to punch slightly upwards. Anything where your arms are up starts to increase the work on the body. You might want to punch down towards the ground. Maybe even starting to punch towards one side. And maybe even starting to punch towards the other side. By now you should be starting to feel as though your heart rate is lifting a little, maybe an awareness that your breathing is increasing a little too. This brings us towards the end of our warm-up. Leg extensions. Lift one knee just slightly above the other. Slowly extend or kick the leg forwards and return to the start position. This will develop strength in the large muscles found across the front of the thigh. This will improve stability of your knee. Aim to complete this between 10 and 15 times. Once you've done this, do exactly the same on the other leg. Try to lift the chest, keep the muscles of the stomach switched on, and try to stay within the front half of the chair rather than leaning back into the chair. If you can't complete between 10 and 15, just do as many as you feel comfortable. Sit to stand. With control, stand up. Double check behind you that the chair hasn't moved and that you're in front of it. Slowly sit back down under control. Keep the muscles of the stomach switched on and keep your eyes forward to prevent you from bending forwards. This is a very demanding exercise on the legs, but it's very beneficial for developing strength across the thighs and the muscles around the back of the legs. This exercise will help us in our day-to-day life. Each day, we have to get out of a chair, get out of bed, or get out of a car. Aim to complete this between 10 and 15 times. If you struggle to complete that many, just do as many as you can. The bent over row. Holding onto your two light hand weights, lean forwards and pull your elbows back. As you lean forwards, keep your chest lifted and look down and slightly in front of you. As you pull your elbows backwards, you're pulling your elbows no higher than the height of the shoulders. You'll see that there's about a 90-degree bend through the elbows. This is a great exercise for strengthening the muscles of the upper back. Aim to complete between 10 and 15. To perform the upright row, start with the weights in between the thighs. Slowly pull your elbows out until they reach about the height of the shoulders. Keep your chest lifted. Keep the muscles in your stomach switched on. This is a great exercise to strengthen the muscles found across the upper back and across the back of the shoulders. Aim to perform this between 10 and 15 times. The next exercise is a bicep curl. Place your hands by your sides, bend through your elbows and slowly lift the weights just up towards about the height of the shoulders. With control, slowly lower your weights back down. Try to keep your elbows in so that the movement is in control and that your arms aren't swinging around. Aim to complete between 10 and 15 of these. This exercise will strengthen the muscles found in your upper arms. And that brings us to the end of the strength work. Now it's time to start to cool down. So place your hand weights just to the side of you and slowly start marching on the spot. The idea of the cool down now, we want to allow the heart rate to slow down and the blood pressure to settle. Just keep your feet moving lightly. This helps to promote great blood flow. This also prevents us from feeling lightheaded or dizzy, as sometimes certain medication that we may be taking, this can happen as we exercise. Remember to keep breathing throughout. It's not about moving fast during our cool down. It's not about working as hard as we do when we exercise. Everything should feel comfortable and slow. Now relax your arms so that only your legs are moving. And again. Now start lifting and lowering the heels, just as you did during our warm-up. It's the muscles in the lower legs that help to pump the blood back around the body, meaning that your heart doesn't have to work as hard. So this is quite an important movement. For the next part of our cool down, you can relax, you can stop moving your feet now. Sit nice and upright and slowly just start rolling the shoulders. Make sure you continue to breathe normally throughout the rest of this cool down. If you experience any discomfort in your shoulders, just make the movement a little bit smaller. From here, raise your arms in front of you and slowly float your arms back down, breathing in on the way up and out on the way back down. You may notice that this movement is similar to what we do in Tai Chi. If you've not seen one of our Tai Chi videos, why not have a little look when you complete this exercise program? From here, place your hands across your chest, slowly turn one way and then the other, only moving through a movement that feels right for you. Each of the movements in our cool down are great for promoting the release of synovial fluid. Synovial fluid is your body's own natural lubricant. From here, side bends. Just ease down one side and then the other. Remembering that all of these movements should feel comfortable. Now, slowly bring both hands across in front of the chest, making a light fist. Breathe in, fill your lungs with air on the way up, and slowly breathe out as you relax and lower your arms back down. Again, another movement that we take from our Tai Chi sessions. It's now time to stretch some of the major muscles in the body. So slide forwards towards the front half of the chair Place one leg out in front of you and the heel onto the floor. Lift up the chest and lean forwards. This is a stretch for the large muscle found at the back of the leg, the hamstrings. Continue to breathe normally and hold this stretch for between 10 and 15 seconds. It should never feel painful. Now let's do exactly the same on the other leg. After stretching the hamstrings on both legs, now it's time to come into a calf stretch. The position starts the same as what you did with the hamstrings, but rather than leaning forwards, sit nice and tall. The heel that's on the floor in front of you, gently pull your toes towards your shin. You'll feel a tightening stretch in the calf found at the bottom of the leg. After you've done this for between 10 and 15 seconds, do exactly the same on the other leg. Now it's time to stretch some of the muscles across the upper body. First, the chest. Place both hands towards the lower back. Lift up through the chest and gently pull your elbows back, squeezing through the shoulder blades. Hold this stretch for between 10 and 15 seconds. This stretch might not be suitable if you've had surgery across your chest, for example, a heart bypass. So it's okay to miss this one out. And finally, now we stretch the muscles across the upper back and the back of the shoulders. With both arms out in front of you, cross the fingertips. Push the arms forwards and away, looking down ever so slightly. Hold this stretch again for between 10 and 15 seconds. And as with all our other stretches, make sure you continue to breathe. Thank you for taking the time to exercise with me today. I hope that you enjoyed that. While you're here, why not have a look at our other exercise sessions that we're bringing to you at home? Look forward to seeing you soon.